Hey guys, Adrian Mason here, back today with another video. Now, back in the mid-70s, Ford were dominating in rallying, and it was all thanks to this car. Now, this car is the Ford Escort RS 1600 Cosworth, and I'm putting emphasis on that Cosworth name because Cosworth is what made this car just so special. Now, this car, back in the mid-70s, in fact, 1973, was the year of domination back when they started to really start dominating the rally scene. Cosworth took the Ford's 1.6 litre engine and managed to eke out a whopping 120 brake horsepower. Now, today that doesn't sound like a lot, but in the mid 70s, when cars were 500, 600 kilos, yeah, it made it an absolute weapon. Now, this car in particular, in Assetto Corsa, has been tuned up to 230 brake horsepower, meaning that is almost double what the power would have been in the mid 70s. That, coupled with the vintage slick tyres, the super lightweight body, and the amazing handling from the guys over at Ford, means that this car is probably one of the best cars in Assetto Corsa, if not the most fun car in Assetto Corsa. And it's base content, it's not even a mod. So while I was trying to rack my brain thinking, where can I take this car? Maybe find some rally stages or possibly a British racetrack. I came back to the same track I always go to, and it has to be the Nordschleife. Now, this car is an absolute uni around the Nordschleife. You're drifting every corner, and put it this way, in practice, I haven't had this much fun on a simulator in a long, long time. So enough about me rambling on about the car. We're going to head over to Germany. We're going to head over to the Nordschleife and see how fast one of the best Fords ever made can lap the Nordschleife. So here we are on the Nordschleife. Now, I'm ready to get going for this lap. This lap's going to be, well, it's going to be a fun one. Now, just before we do get out on the track, one thing to note, this car has no torque at all. All the power is right at the top of the rev range. So we've got to keep those revs up. We've got to keep that back end sliding to combat the understeer. And yeah, let's go, shall we? So around the final corner, and here goes our flying lap. So up to turn 1. Brake just before the barrier ends, down to first gear. Pitch it in, use the camber of the circuit, and already bouncing off the red line. Going down the hill. Now this right-hand kink is going to be a small blend of the brakes. And the back on the throttle again, use the outside curb. 4th gear. For the burst, real big heavy braking zone on the circuit, down to 2nd gear. So of course heel toeing the downshifts, clutching on the upshifts. As we're just spinning the wheels up constantly through there. Use all that inside curb and then pitch it back to the left. You've got to keep on the throttle to keep those slides going. The minute you start getting out the throttle is the minute you spin. As you can see, constantly having to work at the steering wheel there. As we head up the hill towards the Flugplatz. Now the Flugplatz is flat over the crest. For dab of the brakes, you can feel the brakes starting to lock a bit there. No ABS, no traction control of course in this car. As no car really had in the mid-70s. Before we go over the crest and then down the hill towards the super high speed left-hand kink here. Now I don't actually know many of the corner names of this circuit. Probably should know some more. Stick it to the left and then balance the throttle through there. Feel the back end go light before harden the brakes. Heel toeing down to 2nd gear. For Arenberg, now turn it in. Oh, the car really wanted to just plough to the outside of the circuit. To combat the understeer is a big old kick of oversteer. Now 4th gear. Down the hill towards the compression. 5th gear. You can hear the car bottom out as you head into the dip. 3rd gear. Down to 2nd. Feel the car just go super light over the crest and then sort of almost drifting it rally style into there. Of course, this car was designed as a rally car, so you've got to drive it like one. Now through the gears once again. Super short gearing in this car to make use of all the power past the Rebel tree. And now we've got this double left-hander, brake nice and early. Comes to understeer, going to take 3rd. Then down to 2nd. Turn please, thank you. And then back on the power, nice and early, hold the drift. You got to be super slow through this corner. The car really wants to just understeer. There you go. Now up to miss, hit, miss. Dab with the brakes, turn it in. Car's really wants to pitch on the elevation change there as we smack the curb. Oh, I've gone in a bit hot there. I messed that all sorts of up. And now up to the hairpin. Down to first gear, back on the throttle for a second. You can't really do that as one braking zone. You've sort of got to brake, back on the throttle, and then brake again. Unless you've got some sort of downforce, which this car really doesn't have. Now this corner is one of my least favourite on the circuit. Such a pain to get right. Too much inside curb, kicks you to the outside. Shouldn't have taken third there. Should have just kept it in second, kept the momentum. And that was a pretty awful right-hander. Not been the best lap so far, but definitely one of the funnest. This car's an absolute blast to drive. Now this right-hander is going to be key for our lap time. We carry the exit speed all the way up the hill towards Bravery Corner. So turn it in nice and late and then back on the throttle early. There you go. That was a pretty decent exit. Probably the best I'm going to get. And as I said, you then carry the speed all the way up the hill. Fourth gear, flat shift. And now keep it in fourth all the way up the hill. It's going to scream at you, beg you to have changed up to fifth. I'm not going to. Bit of understeer there. Just using the rally pedigree of the Escort as our advantage there. Now, Bravery Corner. How brave can I be? Actually, that was a pretty decent run. Normally, I'm handfuls of opposite lock going through there. How's it going to be through here? Again, just feel the car just sliding underneath you. You're using the wheel spin to turn the car, not the steering wheel. Your inputs are all sort of messed up in this car. The steering wheel ain't for steering. You got the brake pedal. The brake pedal's for steering, the throttle's for steering, the steering wheel's just for, oh, I'm going to die. Please help me. I need to take first through the carousel, really. Now through the gears once again. Super quick shifting in this car. You can really get away with it. And now over the crest, small lift. Just to avoid hitting the outside grass, because then you will die and you will end up in the barrier. Oh, a bit more, too much wheel spin there. Didn't really want any. Again, handfuls of opposite lock. It's a way to drive this car. And now down the hill towards one of my favourite sections of racetrack in all of the world. We've got to be super slow through here and then clock as much of that inside curb as possible. Oh, we just miss it. Oh, you're wrestling the car around the circuit. There you go. Oh, I messed up my entry line there. I had to slow down a bit extra. Again, this has been a bit of a scrappy lap, but that's the joy of these little, well, I guess hot lap challenges. We've done one in the 919, one in the Sleeker now. Wonder how the Escort's going to compare to my Sleeker. We'll have a look at the end. Now through the gears. A bit early on the upshift there. Lost out on the rev range. Fourth gear. Now this jump. Gonna take the jump. Brake just before. Down to third. Ease it in. Try not to hit the gravel. We tap it anyway. Had to shift down to second. Otherwise we would have just been stuck with no power and no acceleration. Now this is flat in a modern GT3 car. This isn't a modern GT3 car, so it's a small lift. And a small lift again. Just curb avoidance through there. And a few more corners to go now. This lap's gone by so quickly. Braked a bit early there. Wimped out of that one. Now down to second gear. This corner's ruined many a lap for me. Just getting on the outside curb into the gravel. Second carousel, please unexist yourself. Now just 2 more corners to go before the Dossager. Oh, it's wanting to break loose. Just a small lift. There you go. That was a decent exit. Now fourth gear. Just watch that speedo climb. There's 200 Ks, about 140 miles an hour. Fifth gear. We should be getting up to about 225 Ks, maybe 230 as we head down into Tiergarten. But we're not there yet. There's 227, 228. Past the tourist car park. Say hello to everyone in their nice Lamborghinis that they're probably going to crash eventually. And now under the Bilstein Bridge. Plummet down the hill. Gravity once again our friend. There's 230 Ks. Flat. How late do we dare brake there? That was a bit early. Take first gear. Use all the inside curb. Come on, one more corner to go. Oh, we mess it up. Boot full of opposite lock. It's an 822.374. So I think that is actually a bit slower than my Celica was. I'll go double check that for you just quickly. So my Celica actually did it in over 9 minutes. I'm not really sure where I was getting 8 minutes from. My car definitely hasn't got that much power. But that sort of puts it on par with most modern hot hatches, which just shows that the old classics can still run with the modern day big boys. He might not have the power as much as, say, an AMG A45, but it's got the handling, and what it definitely has is the fun factor. You just don't get this kind of car in modern times. You don't get that handfuls of opposite lock, just that raw experience, and the lightweightness of this car, which really helps you gain back that lap time. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this video. I would really suggest driving this car at the Nordschleife. It's a proper experience. It's base content, no mods required. I don't even believe it's DLC either. But yeah, if you have enjoyed at any point during this video, really appreciate if you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you want to as well, and hit the bell notification icon so you can see when I upload my next video. We're nearly hitting 100 subscribers now, so it'd be awesome to hit that by the end of the year. But as I said, if we don't, we don't. Also have a Twitch, it's in the description below. Check it out. Do lots of iRacing live streams over on there, as well as a few other little games. All that's left for me now to say is, have a really awesome rest of your day. See you all next time.